Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mecca. I am a licensed child care provider. If you are new, thank you for joining. If you are not new, welcome back. Okay, in today's video, I will be discussing the do's, the don'ts, the easiest steps when trying to hire an assistant. Always remember, I always speak from experience. So, of course, you guys know I do not like to keep you guys waiting. Let's get started. Before I get started, you guys might see me looking down from time to time. I will be looking at my notes, so therefore I won't leave anything out. I have been a licensed child care provider for 9 years, running my business in my home. I have hired over 4 staff. Yes, I have experienced a lot. So therefore, in this video, I will be explaining to you all what I've done, the do's, the don'ts. Nobody told me anything. I had to learn everything on my own. I used to try to reach out and get answers from people, but of course, hey, I just look at it, they don't have to share with me. So that's why I'm making this video, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of providers who was like me that did not know where to start when trying to hire an assistant. I always speak from experience. So hopefully this video helps somebody to make it easier, so therefore you can dodge a lot of bullets that I've hit. Keep in mind, make sure whatever you do, run it like a business. It's not personal, it's business. Also, when you start your business, a lot of people, they run to friends and family. You have to keep in mind, strangers are your biggest supporters. The people that you know, a lot of them will treat you like you owe them something. Will get mad if they can't get certain things out of you based off who you are to them. When you're running a business, you cannot look at a title. You have to look at the individual. Look at people for who they are. That's how you do that. That's what I do. I have pulled people in, and of course, they got to complaining, got to talking about me. Okay, no problem. I cut all ties, and I keep it moving, and I learn from that. Where do you go to even start when trying to hire an assistant? I'm in Chicago, so I can speak from what I experienced here in Chicago. It's this location out here that's called CAPS. Now, when you have somebody from CAPS, you do not come out your pocket. You do not pay them at all because they are working for their benefits. Now, eventually, if you see how they work and you really like how they work, you can just hire them later on down the line. Totally up to you. But they will come every day. I had one that came before. She came starting at like 8 o'clock. She did not leave till like 3. I did not have to pay her. She had a form that I had to sign every single day. I gave her a list of duties that she had to do, but it did not cost me a thing. Other steps that you can take when trying to hire an assistant, you might make a flyer, put it on your social media platform. Social media is a great platform. People are there all day long. And you might want to put out there, please share. Have your Facebook or your Instagram. Indeed is another great platform that you can go on as far as trying to find an assistant. Also, I would say college students. You don't want to forget the college students. You can make some flyers, go to different colleges, pass them out. That's a great way on trying to find an assistant too. I've done it, it worked, and I definitely gained in an employee. Next, you want to focus on, are you hiring for full-time or are you hiring for part-time? Majority of the time, most child care providers need help in the morning because that's when they're at their fullest capacity in the morning. In the evening time, kind of like lean towards after school kids, but it's based on how you run your program. I'm normally busy from the beginning to the end because I be full to capacity. So I will have the smallest kids in the morning, and then I will have all my after schoolers in the evening. So I had an assistant day and night. The latest they worked was 6 p.m. The latest. After that, I try not to have too many because I need to make sure that I get sleep and rest too. You do not want to burn yourself out. What you want to ask yourself, are you going to pay your assistant hourly rate or a daily rate? Now, hourly rate, I would say to focus on the minimum wages in your state. See if it fits your budget. Don't just throw numbers out there. You have to make sure that it fits your budget. You do not want to hurt yourself. A daily rate. You have a flat rate every day. You know what the numbers are, what you're going to pay out, the shift that you're going to give them. Honestly, I did hourly rate before, and I had to really think about it. I'm paying an hourly rate. Now, the kids, they are at nap time. Okay, why is I paying while they're on nap? Around that time, what I did was I made sure that they took a break between that time, especially when my assistant was there all day. Flat rate, I did the same thing. If you like the video so far, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so therefore you can be notified every time I upload a new video. And if you have any requests, drop them down below. Okay, moving right back into it. Next question you have to ask yourself, are you going to pay your assistant in cash or are you going to issue checks? Now, what I did, I paid cash. I was going to issue checks, but I'm like, why am I going to just go through that if I only have like one assistant? The most assistants I've actually had total during my 9 years, at one time, I had 5 assistants. Yes, I had a lot of kids. That's the biggest I've gotten. It actually crashed. Why? Because they didn't get along. Long story. When you pay cash, there's ways that you can do. Once you know that you're going to pay in cash, you want to create an invoice with your assistant name on there. You want to have the days of the week on there. You want to put the hours that your assistant work. Also, the time they came in. I used to have my assistant, once they arrived, they will sign, put the time. I'm watching the clock too. And once they leave, they will sign and they will put the time that they are leaving. When I pay them, I used to make sure that I count the money out in front of their face. They sign the invoice. Once they sign the invoice, I make sure I get a copy. I give them a copy. I get a binder that I create myself with my assistant name on it, and I keep it for my records because you would definitely need it, all the money you have paid out. So when it's tax time, you can make sure that you write that off. One thing I learned about paying in cash, I paid in cash through the entire year. This was a lesson learned. When it was time to file my taxes, I did not know. I'm learning on my own. I did not issue a 1099 form showing how much I paid this assistant for the year, which means that I could not write it off. So I had to pay taxes on that money. So say for example, you made $100,000 that year and you paid out $40,000, but you did not issue a 1099 form. Now you can't even write that off. Big mistake that I made. Please issue a 1099 form so you can write that off. It will save you from on the IRS. I end up on for not doing that. I've learned the hard way. You might have an assistant that you have to let go or whatever, and therefore you don't have to worry about unemployment. And I have one paperwork that they will sign. No benefits are offered at this time. Now, once you're doing your hiring process, you should put your assistant on a 90-day probation. Have a form to let them know that they are probation. You're going to sit back. You're going to watch their performance, see how they do with everything, keep track of everything, because you never know. You might have to let them go in 20 days, 7 days, 60, whatever the case may be. But offering benefits, of course, it says that if you have more than 50 employees, you must provide health insurance. Most small businesses does not have 50 employees. Now, when you issue a W-2, you have to pay into the unemployment insurance. I didn't have to worry about that because I only had either one or two assistants. So that right there was already out the window. Did not have to worry about it at all. You want to make sure that you get some business insurance. You never know. Say, for example, if you had an assistant and the assistant, you have water on the floor, God forbid, and they fail. Now they're trying to sue you because either they broke their ankle or whatever the case may be. Protect your business. Business insurance is a must. Employee handbook. I'm going to do a video on what's inside of my employee handbook, so therefore you can see what I have. It can help you on what to put in yours, or it can help you on what else you need to add in your employee handbook. You want to have all your regulations, policies in order so they can know what to expect when they are coming in your door. I will always say what is written is real. I have hired an assistant before. I didn't have an employee handbook when I first started. And I'm going to tell you something too. A lot of things was not going right. A lot of things was being taken advantage of. And these are kids here that they are working with. And I do not play about kids. I take kids very serious. My action shows. This is very important to have too. I would say interview questions, because you're looking at the work ethic, personality. You want somebody reliable, experience, I'm pretty sure, because they are working with kids. Communication. Communication is very, very big for me. Very big. Communication is the key. So once you're asking these questions, you're seeing their movement, if they're sitting up, if the answer's coming right out, if they slouching, if they seem like they don't care, are they looking around. All that tells you what type of person this is in front of you, based off if they are serious or if they are just trying to find a job. But like I would say, trust your gut. Please. You have your assistant filling out all this paperwork. You want them to fill out a staff emergency card. You never know what can happen. So if you need to call somebody, if they're not feeling well, if they cannot drive themselves, they can fill out that form with who you can call to come help them, to come pick them up. Because not only the kids need an emergency contact, your assistant do too. So I make sure I put that in my assistant's file. Next, I give my assistant to fill out, when they're working, a daily checklist. So whatever duties they have, to make sure that it is done, they will check it off. At the end of the day, they will sign it. They will give it to me. I will go over it, and I will put it away in the file. I try to keep everything organized. It makes the day more easier. Of course, I don't like clutter, but organization is the key. Once you do all the paperwork, you might want to give your assistant a tour. Walk them around. Speak about what goes on with your business. One thing I do is I let them know when it comes to bulletin boards. If they want to change the bulletin boards, they are more than welcome to. Let me see your ideas. There's nothing wrong with that. And my assistants, they actually love that. I had not one assistant that did not like to do the bulletin boards, put up things, because they felt like they was a part of it, which they were. And I always told them that. If they have any ideas about something else, please share it. I don't mind at all. We are a team here. Nobody is singled out. Whatever ideas I have, I'm always having ideas. But it's nothing wrong with accepting more ideas to bring things out. Something else that I've actually experienced is putting people where they are good at. On the application, it will say, which age group do you prefer? Infants, preschool, school age. Now, if I have someone who marked off school age, I'm not going to put them with infants. When I had my 5 assistants at that time, I saw who was good with the infants, who was good with the preschoolers, who was good with the school age, who was good at the paperwork, who was good at cooking the meals. It worked out great that way. That's another thing you want to really pay attention to and have on paperwork, and see what your assistants say once they fill out the application. This rule right here is a must, because I lost kids because of this. For my assistant, there is no constantly holding, spoiling, or favorites. I had infants and I had an assistant who always held the baby, Baby not crying or anything. The parent didn't do that. The baby did not come crying a lot or nothing. So my parent asked me, like, my baby is constantly crying all the time. Who is working with my baby? Of course, I went to my assistant. I kept telling my assistant, do not keep holding the baby. The baby kept crying, went home. The mom got frustrated, snatched the baby out. I make sure I put that in my handbook now because I'm not trying to lose no kids. You're going to lose your job by making me lose kids. It's going to cost you. So, yeah, that's not going to happen anymore. I learned. Now, my experience as far as assistant having a favorite, it was one that she was just so attached to. And one time, one of the other Happy Little Souls was being mean to the Happy Little Soul that I noticed she was attached to. And she hollered at the Happy Little Soul. And I told her, do not do that again. We do not have favorites. Everybody is treated the same way. And if you cannot treat all my Happy Little Souls the same way, then therefore I will have to let you go. Once I took care of that, it did not happen again. Why? Because I made sure I documented it. Put it on paper, put it in the file. One warning, that's it. Like I said, these are children. You cannot play when it comes to working with these parents' world. They are their world. They're their everything. So yes, I take this serious. It is so great when you can make your assistant feel appreciated. I've worked plenty jobs and I worked so hard, but I was not appreciated. Appreciation goes a long way. And my assistants, I made sure they felt appreciated. I let them know when they're doing a great job. When it comes to birthdays or if it's something that they're working towards, like for example, I had an assistant, she was with me for more than 2 years. I saw that she was going back to school. I surprised her with a Chromebook. So things like that. You know, when you have somebody that's on your team, they're being a team player, recognition is like everything. And they will be so happy to be a part of your business. You want to create a solid foundation. When your foundation is solid, you're able to build your empire. I pray that this video helps somebody who was stuck in an area where to start on trying to figure out how to hire an assistant. Speaking overflow over your business. Speaking full to capacity over your business. Speaking amazing workers into your business. If you like this video, please comment, subscribe, hit the bell so therefore you can be notified every time I upload a video. If you have any requests, drop them below. Like I always say, be blessed, don't stress. See you guys in my next video. Bye.